Hello, I'd like to respond to your minimum wage argument, Mr. Schiff. I just want to say that the machine puts a lot of people out of work. Machines work faster and cheaper. Therefore, the human worker could never compete with the machine who works a whole lot faster and is more efficient than a human. I'd like to draw an example of the people who got unemployed when the tractor was invented. That machine lowered costs and made the farm more profitable. There is no competition there. A seamstress cannot compete with an automated sewing machine. A human welder who gets tired and needs breaks cannot compete with a more tireless robotic welder, which is also more profitable. Therefore, with the increase in productivity comes more profits, and those profits are not shared equally with the workers. The workers that do have the necessary jobs that the robots cannot do demand a higher wage and use their democratic lawmakers to force their employer to get it by enforcing minimum wage laws, or else be satisfied with a loaf of bread for pay a day. Now, temporarily, if they win, they get a share of more of the profits that mechanization had helped to create. After all, the CEO needs his humans to have money too, because many of them are also buying his products. Machines make, but they really don't consume or use products like humans do. The whole point of product is for use by humans, not robots. Robots don't spend money. Their inventor owners do. And you cannot have just the CEO buying products. This leads to discontent and communism, socialism, which is on the path we seem to be on right now. Then people have more money to spend. Then they go out and breed, which dilutes the money they have, and the new additions also drives up demand. With more demanders and less supply, prices go up. Now when prices go up, the worker wants more money, and the cycle continues. The solution would have been for people not to breed when they got their increase in money. New additions drives up the prices all around in demands for rents, food, and clothing, according to supply and demand laws. Of course, mass producing sort of seems to have a different calculation there. But the manufacturer wants people to breed because those new additions are new customers who will purchase his product. But for some reason, he wants the money to come out of thin air and not the income of his workers. However, there is also this other idea. What happens when you have produced enough Rubik's Cubes for everyone? What does a worker do next if he's not old enough to retire? Obviously, his job was not essential, and it really wasn't producing anything of real value. That's what the robot food producers do, manufacture the necessary food we need. I can only point that if a person has personally squirreled enough food away, then he could live on that food for the rest of his life and at no cost to anyone else. Obviously, the Rubik's Cube worker could not live on a supply of Rubik's Cubes. The food producers would have to carry him like they have been doing, and it is legally by right for the food producer to starve the Rubik's Cube worker if he wanted to. But any starving worker is a dangerous one, and it will cost you to keep him in jail. So, Mr. Schiff, only by eliminating certain costs could destroying the minimum wage law work. You know what I mean. Get rid of rents and mortgages, and we could certainly work for $1 a day. And we can carry those luggages and bag those groceries. Mr. Schiff, you don't need to be a senator to get what you want, for you know with one blow you could take it all down like a dirty house of cards. With certain well-placed strikes, you could crush the system. You could crush them all like their stinking rotten faces. Why pill paddle? Strike them at the heart, and they will fall as they should. Please.